Hey, what's up, guys? I want to talk about 3 training drills to not do because let's talk about the reasons you might counterindicate a drill for anybody. 1 would be it's just dangerous. 2 would be it's ineffective. And we're always thinking in terms of opportunity costs, like you're doing this drill and that costs you all of the other drills that you could have been doing instead. So I've got 3 of these for you, all right? The first one is push-ups from the knees. I really don't like to see push-ups done from the knees. I understand that push-ups are difficult, flat, strict push-ups, most people can't do them yet. But doing them on your knees is not the way to get there. Because a push-up, to me, it shows kind of a fundamental misunderstanding of what a push-up is for, right? Like if you're thinking that this is all about the strength of your shoulders and your triceps and your chest muscles, then dropping down to your knees might make sense. But to me, a push-up is about being able to generate tension throughout your whole body, especially in your core, and to become that one piece of steel and strength. And when you drop to your knees, you disengage the biggest muscles in your body. And to me, a push-up isn't really about your arms. It's about your whole body strength. And in order to develop that, I think you really have to be on your hands and on your feet. Now, so what do? Well, we've done in some of our other videos, shown you progressions to go from a plank on an incline to a lower plank on an incline. Go back up on the incline, do push-ups on the incline, work your way down to flat, but at no point do you need to drop to your knees. If there's some reason you really want to develop like your pecs and you don't have any other equipment and you can't do a strict push-up and you want to drop to your knees, I guess that could make sense for somebody, but for most, my point is this, that most people doing them should not be doing push-ups from their knees. All right, so that's the first one. Second drill that I think you probably shouldn't do is punching with weights. And this is kind of an old school karate or boxer thing that you see sometimes. I'm not going to say it's 100% bad and you should never do it, but most people who do this don't really understand what they're doing or what benefit they could possibly derive from it. So imagine I've got my dumbbells, right, and I start to punch with them, thinking that, all right, I'm going to improve my punching power because this is heavy, and I'm making myself go through that punching motion. Well, when I put my arm out with a weight in it, what's happening? Gravity's pulling that weight which way? Against my punch? No, down, right? And so which muscles have to activate in an enhanced way in order to keep that up in the air? Well, it's going to be like my front deltoid is going to be doing the work on keeping that arm up there. And who knows, some other little shoulder things are all pretty complex and there's a lot going on in there. But the muscles required to generate punching power going this way are not going to get a training adaptation from you pushing down on the arm. That just doesn't make any sense. Now, if you're really looking to combine some punching practice with like a front shoulder raise exercise and like get 2 birds with 1 stone, I guess you could do that. It's probably not gonna kill you or be the end of the world, but if you're thinking that your punching power is going to go through the roof because you resisted it on this axis, that just, the more you think about it, it doesn't really make any sense, right? You want to be doing something like the other day we did a band resisted punch. Or you want to just, don't worry about all these like real fancy specific kinds of things, but just get in there and bench press or get in there and do some real strength training. But that idea of like tiny dumbbells, anytime you're doing anything with tiny dumbbells, you got to sort of question what's going on in the first place. That might be my bias, but punching with weights. Okay, so the first one was push up from the knees. Second one, punching with weights. Third one, sprinting. Just flat out sprinting on a flat surface. If you are an untrained or detrained athlete or older person, if you're just like a grown-up who's trying to get back into shape and you think it's a good idea to go out for a nice sprint, think again, because you are going to pull a hamstring as very high risk activity. Interestingly, there is a really easy fix for this, and what you do is you just run on a hill. You just run on a hill, and that, you know, the athletic coordination requirements of sprinting flat at like high speed are really no longer there when you are going up a hill at a slower rate. Usually you're running on something softer, you know, you're running on a grass hill, as opposed to like flat on the concrete, you know, sidewalk or something. Much safer and less likely to be sore, less likely to hurt yourself if you are running on a hill. All right, so for the person who tomorrow is planning on doing some push-ups from their knees, punching with some weights, and then going out for a nice sprint on the sidewalk, I would say instead do some planking work. Get in there some band resisted punches, or just, you know, work on some bench pressing. Do that with proper instruction, by the way, and then go run on a hill. All right, you get higher reward, less risk, more directed at what your goals probably are when you were doing those other things. So there you have it, 3 drills to not do.